Well, we appreciate everybody staying up late through that foul fest. Hopefully we didn't set basketball back too far. But for us, we've been a team defensively that's been very intentional and very disciplined. That certainly wasn't the case tonight. There's a lot of unnecessary fouls, guys gambling and just putting ourselves in tough spots, which is something that's not what we work on. That's not who we are. And then valuing the basketball is the other thing that's got to be a lot more important to us. So it's good to get the first win under the belt. It's great for our guys. A lot of these guys have first opportunity to play in Hilton in front of our fans. I've been in that building a lot, so I knew that we were close a few times to having the roof blow off that thing. So hopefully we can do our job night in and night out to let our fans get into the game the way I know that they have in the past, and I know they will in the future.
Questions for players? If you can grab a microphone before you ask your question.
Just for both of you, and I don't care who goes first, what was your impressions of your first experience as Cyclones and the outcome of the game and how you guys played?
I thought it was a lot of fun. I mean, just like the warm-ups, the atmosphere of all the fans and like the students and the families out there. It was incredible, I would say. And with like Coach said, we could have kept it going, but the fouls just kept the rhythm, not in the flow of the game. So we were close to having the roof blow out the place, but the fouls just interrupted the rhythm of the game, I would say.
And I'll touch base on that, just saying it was amazing. You know, my first college game in general, and just coming out in Hilton and seeing the magic that's there. And like you said, the fouls just kept that from going. And we stick to our principles and stay to us, and you can see the roof blow off that thing.
What in the first half, I guess specifically, what was the source of the turnovers, and what were you guys able to do to clean that up for most of the second half?
Yeah, I think we I think their pressure just rushed us a little bit, more of just unnecessary, just being rushed a little bit. I would say was a majority of it.
Tyrese, what was your views of how you played in the first game, you think?
I feel like I played good, besides the fouls that I had, just being on the bench, seeing the game from a different perspective at that time, knowing that you can affect the game in any type of way, whether you're on the court or off the court. And I feel like I did a good job of keeping my teammates' head up. So I say I played pretty good. We got the W.
Why do you think you got into foul trouble there in the first half?
Just not sticking to our principles, showing my hands, sliding, just little petty stuff that I can clean up. You learn from stuff. It's the first game, so, get back in the gym tomorrow and just clean it up.
Gabe, you've played a lot of basketball. What did you see from Tyrese in a first game?
I think he had a lot of poise, very aggressive, was smart with the little things, and also kept us under control too at some points. So the second half when he got in, we were kind of a little miscombobulated a little bit, and he just took it down and slowed it down for us. So I think he did a really good job with being a floor general.
For both of you guys, I'm curious. You touched on that rhythm. How tough was it? How tough was it to keep the stretches going? Like Coach said, unable to sustain that for times. With the fouls called tonight.
Yeah, I'll say it was tough. I mean, the game of basketball is a lot easier to play when the rhythm is going well, when there's not a bunch of fouls being called. So it was tough just not getting in a rhythm once when we had momentum going, and then there was a foul. So it was just tough when that was going on.
Yeah, and I'd say the thing, it was tough, but basketball is a game of runs. Everybody's gonna have their runs, and it's about how you respond to it. So it's just a game of runs, and you just stick to our principles, and we can snap back out of it.
This question is for either of you. It seems like you guys, especially in the first half, were still attacking the basket, driving to the hoop as opposed to settling for threes. How did you still have that confidence knowing that the fouls were kind of piling up early in that first half?
I mean, like you said, the first half we continued to attack the basket and not settle so much for threes. And we know that the fouls were kind of like iffy both on both sides. So we know we were both being a double bonus. So coaches told us just to stay aggressive and attack, and we continue to do that.
Yeah, and just stay aggressive and attack. Just be us. The only way something can go wrong if you're not doing what you're supposed to do, get sloppy with the ball, and just being unselfish off the ball. You see somebody driving, you're not cutting, getting open for that guy. So just staying to us, sticking to our principles, and we'll be good.
Gabe, going back a little bit, you mentioned that in the second half, Tyrese he came in and was able to calm you guys down a little bit. How rare is it that a freshman is able to come in and do that?
I think it's rare. I think it shows a lot of maturity that he has. He's spent a lot of time with coaches and knowing the game. He has a bright mind for the game too. So it was. I think it's rare, and it was great seeing that that as a freshman and as a great player for his first game.
Gabe, you've, again, as Travis said, you played a lot of hoops. What's it like to give a head coach his first win at a new school?
I think it's great. I mean, he deserves it. He's a great coach. He's instilled a lot. He's instilled a lot of confidence in all of us. So I mean, I'm glad we got a win on his first time as being a head coach here.
Thanks, guys.
I appreciate y'all.
Appreciate it.
TJ, how do you think Tyrese played tonight? I mean, I'm assuming you're going to go with him through highs and through lows and things you just have to deal with. But how did you feel he played tonight?
Yeah, obviously the fouls, put him in a challenging spot because we were trying to manage that even through the first half. So he had good composure when he came back in. Obviously, he's a guy that bounces back from things. A lot of times with guys, when things aren't going their way, they struggle to get it going. And what I've seen from Tyrese is he has tremendous maturity for a freshman. And so overall evaluating his performance, I mean, he did some good things. I have a lot higher bar and expectation of how he can play, and I know he'll do that. And so it's good to get this one under his belt. He had about every type of adversity you could have in a first game. And to your point earlier, we're going to go with him, and we have belief in him, and he's earned that on a daily basis.
Has foul trouble been an issue for him, or was that he got caught up with it with everybody else tonight?
Yeah, it hasn't been. I mean, we've done a lot of scrimmages with our group. We've played a few of the closed-door scrimmages. That wasn't something that we saw become a problem until tonight. Part of it is, being in that atmosphere, in that environment. I think guys were just, taking some unnecessary risks. Even our footwork guarding the basketball, we weren't as sound and as square as what we do every day. So it'll be for us getting back to our habits tomorrow. I don't see that being an issue again moving forward, but we certainly have some things we got to clean up.
There was a play defensively with, I think, maybe 3 or 4 minutes left where Tyrese came and helped from behind and got a steal or got it down. Have you seen – talk a little bit about his defensive IQ, because that seemed like a pretty heads-up play for a guy in his first game.
Yeah, Tyrese is a really high IQ player. I mean, he's got great character. He's got great knowledge of the game, and he sees things before they happen. And he'll be a guy that gets a lot of steals here within the realm of our defense without gambling. That was a great play in terms of his anticipation and then just his awareness along the sideline, even with the basketball, to make sure that we ended up with the ball. So he'll be a really good defender as we move forward. I think the challenge is when you come in, even as a freshman, how hard you have to play for stretches and completing possessions is a new challenge. But like everything, I know Tyrese, he'll hit that head on, and he'll do a great job moving forward.
What do you think of Isaiah's performance tonight?
Yeah, Isaiah's a gifted player. I mean, he's an aggressive, attacking guy offensively. Defensively, he sets the tone for our ball pressure and disruption. I mean, we turned them over 24 times. That's been something that we've been doing in our scrimmages. We've been turning people over with our aggressiveness, and he's usually a guy that sets the tone. He's somebody that he takes tremendous pride in guarding the basketball. He takes tremendous pride in rebounding the ball. And then, as you saw at times, he can be electric getting downhill attacking, and he's got a very unique mid-range that he's been highly successful with. So unfortunate that he had the 2 quick fouls there late that took him out of the game, but we expect great things from him, and I know he'll continue to rise to the occasion.
Same thing with the 2 big men.
Yeah, like those guys have been a two-headed monster for us with Robert and George, and their games are different. What we ask them to do is a little bit different. Tonight, George was, a little bit more effective. I think his experience of having played games in this building and knowing the magnitude certainly served him well. At times, he did a great job, sprinting up and down the floor to help create opportunities for us offensively. And at the same time, I've got a lot of confidence in Robert. I mean, he earned the starting job through what he does each and every day. He brings a physicality to us, but I know that he'll play better as well, and it's good to get that first one under his belt.
Did the foul trouble in the first half and, frankly, in the second half, too, throw off your rotations at all, or is that kind of what you wanted to see in terms of, minutes from different players and rotations?
Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure we got to a point early that we didn't have a rotation anymore, that we were just trying to survive the moments and figure out how to manage the foul trouble. And I'm not somebody that gets married to guys not playing with 2 fouls or 2 fouls. You have to have a feel for the game and your team. And so we trusted Tyrese, even though he got that third in the first half. And so, yeah, there wasn't much of a rotation. It was more who's available right now that doesn't have fouls that we can count on. But, you know, what's great to see is guys step up. It's great to see Trey Jackson, you know, play 25 minutes and take care of the basketball. That's not something that we thought or anticipated coming into the game, but he did a great job and took us to victory. So we've got to have different guys step up on different nights, and that was the case tonight. And hopefully we don't put ourselves at that deficit with the unnecessary fouls ever again.
I think there was a burst of 4 turnovers and 7 possessions or something in the second half, but it seemed outside of that, you guys cleaned up the turnovers in the second half. What did you feel like they did a little bit better to protect the ball?
Well, more than anything, we settled into the game, and I felt like in that first half, their pressure, we were spread out a little bit, and we've worked so much on our response to pressure isn't going to be just dribbling and getting out of sorts. We're going to continue to have composure and move the basketball. So I felt like in the first half, that pressure just kind of sped us up and we got out of rhythm. And the second half, we calmed down a bit. Guys shared the ball more. We made the extra pass more often. And I think we just, you know, their presses, they were doing a great job keeping us off balance with different presses and switching defenses constantly. And that's a challenge, especially when you have 2 guys playing that position, one that's a freshman and one who hasn't played a ton of point guard in his college career.
Jaden, a coach's decision or something else going on there?
Yeah, no, we felt like the guys who have earned it were the guys who got the minutes tonight. And, I feel like everybody needs to continue to stay ready. Opportunities will certainly come, and I believe that for Jaden as well.
Gabe has never really been a guy that has gotten to the line at an overly prolific rate. Do you think that, he shot 13 free throws tonight. Do you think that's more a product of the game, or have you seen that from him in the preseason, that attacking the rim and getting to the free throw line more?
Gabe's a very complete basketball player. He has the ability to, even though in the past he was pegged more as a shooter, he's a guy that can do a lot of things. And tonight, when they were chasing him off screens, I liked how he was curling into the paint and getting to the basket. Obviously, there were some of those fouls that were, whether it was against the press or broken plays and things like that. But we need to be a team that gets to the paint and gets to the foul line off the dribble. And it was great to see Gabe do that tonight. Thank you. Yes, sir. Congrats. Thanks, man. How exactly?
2.5-hour game forever now.
It's like playing West Virginia.
Exactly.